Hello, everyone, and welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 121, being recorded live on June 13th, 2020. I'm your host, Taylor.
And I'm Anthony.
And I'm Andrew.
And we, of course, have a very wonderful show lined up for you guys, as usual, this week. So, anyway, before we get into it, Andrew, what have you been playing in terms of the video?
So I talked about this game a long time ago. It's called Remnant from Ashes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I needed something to jump into, so I guess I picked that game randomly.
Fair enough.
And I was like super. It's kind of like a Dark Souls, but like third-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the easiest way to describe it, I guess, right? And I was stuck at this point, and I was just like, you know what? Time to get unstuck in that game. So now I was unstuck. And now I'm restuck at the boss.
Well, that sucks.
Nice.
That is also the true Dark Souls experience, though.
Yeah. Like I was like stuck in just this area, and I was not having a great time. So I like switched up my build a little bit, and got different weapons, and I'm liking that game a lot. They got new DLC just came out for. Well, I think it came out on PC a while ago, but it just hit consoles. Like recently. So yeah, that game's super cool. I'm stuck on some like big moth boss or something. I don't know. I spent way too long the other night. Some guy jumped in my game for co-op and like tried to help me, and they did not help me. They didn't help me very much.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I was like, I almost beat it by myself. Then they came in and like, I was like, I don't know if they scale with more players, but we were not getting much further than what I was doing before.
Maybe he just sucked too.
Yeah.
It was late at night, and I was like kind of tired, so I was like, I just can't. I can't put the effort in right now. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. I checked out Warzone last night. I played some duos with a buddy. There was a big content update on like Wednesday or Thursday.
Season 4 came out a couple days ago for Modern Warfare.
Yeah, for Modern Warfare in general. They added some new guns, which I have yet to unlock. Which
it's
is
like
kind
Galil
of
and a Vector, I think.
Yeah, It's a bummer. Like I want to use those guns. I've used the Vector a little bit just from people dying and me picking it up. It seems cool, but it's just like that's at like level 15 in the battle pass, and the other one's at like level 30.
Oh, okay.
So that's at least probably like 5 hours probably.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to buy the,
buy the tiers up a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Like you can buy like you get them for free if you just grind it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought the battle pass because I played enough. But yeah, like I don't know. I just feel weird about like paying $20 and getting like 20 skips of the levels or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should have done that.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, but it's cool. There's some weird stuff. I don't understand everything yet. Like all of a sudden, all these helicopters were just flying around, and
you're
supposed to shoot them down or something. It's just they've added some interesting stuff that's not like it's not copying any other game, I guess. So that's good at least.
Yeah.
But it will remain to see if like I like the changes or not. They've only played like 4 or 5 like matches.
Sure. They added in like Captain Price and stuff as well, right? Mm-hmm. June 4th, I think.
Yeah, he's like
that's when it was supposed to come out, but it came out.
But they pushed it back like a week or so. Kind of like the Ps5 event, which more on that later. But
and I think they also added some vehicles as well to Warzone, right?
I know they took vehicles out of solos.
Okay.
I thought they added like some tanks or not.
Yeah, do you want to think?
Like...
I think one of my buddies was talking about this to me on Discord like one night. It's like they added legit like vehicles to Warzone now, like tanks or something. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Okay. Maybe
I know there's
like
some
trios, like full.
It's possible, yeah. I know there's some modes that are basically like a 50 versus 50 mode.
Okay.
Maybe it's in that mode.
Oh yeah, I think it's in that mode to be honest.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a warm-up style mode, I think.
It's like a Fortnite kind of 50v50 kind of thing.
The only problem with that though, I don't think people have armor in that mode.
Oh, okay.
So you're not really getting the true like if you're trying to like practice for
Warzone.
You're just getting more of a multiplayer like experience, which is fine. It's still good.
Yeah.
But if you're like trying to test some guns out and be like, oh, like this, the armor doesn't crack the armor fast enough or what have you. So, yeah, I don't know. That game is good. Still plugging along. It's always fun to play with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
All right, that's pretty much been it.
Yeah, it's pretty it for me.
All right, Anthony, how about yourself?
I've just been like on the usual stuff. This week I have had, from like Monday, I've had gastro, which is like gastroenteritis. For those who don't know, so like throwing up
Oh,
and
wow.
like all
Okay.
that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been feeling too good at all. So I haven't really been gaming a whole heap.
Yeah.
But I did check out Valorant on Sunday, or Valorant, however you want to pronounce it. I only played a couple of matches of that, and I enjoy it so far. It's very CS:GO-esque, like it feels like CS:GO a lot. The like power system seems decent as well. However, I feel like they need to add in like a bot mode or something so that you can get to grips with each character. Because
Okay.
like I went into it, I had no clue like what I was doing.
They do have a training mode.
Yeah, but you can't like go up against people or go up against bots, which sucks.
Yeah, it's weird. They like set up like these like little corners for you to like check and everything, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's just strange. So I mean, like, yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing, and jumped in, and there doesn't seem to be a way to like mute voice chat either, which is weird.
Oh.
Oh really? I didn't know
That's
that.
weird. Okay.
I muted everybody just to see, like, just for a split second, and everybody was still talking. It was still like I could still hear everyone.
That's not good.
And like people were going off at me because I had no idea what I was doing.
Nice.
And they're like, use this. I'm like, okay, I've never played this before.
You playing at night or are you playing like midday?
During the day, midday.
Okay.
It was like 5. It wasn't midday. It was like 5 p.m.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
4 5 p.m. So
I haven't run into too many jerks in that game.
yeah.
Like usually I'm just like, I don't look, man, whatever, and they're just like, okay. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad if this person all of a sudden is just like, look, you need to just stop.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
like I don't really care.
yeah, like I don't want to hear it from you, so just stop.
Yeah. Yeah, like the people I spoke to were nice.
Okay, that's good.
Albeit forceful.
Little backseat gaming going on and all that stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought it was good. I've also been playing some Apex as well. Played a couple of matches, not as much as what I've wanted to this week. Kind of been busy at nights and whatever now. So John, who's my brother and the guy who I play with usually, is like, he hasn't been available and I haven't really been available, so it hasn't really been happening a whole heap. I've also been playing some Civ 6 as well here and there.
Yeah.
Just a couple of like relaxed matches. Trying to win something. I've never won a game in that, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like doing this and doing that and whatever. So yeah, I am kind of enjoying that as well. And I was going to jump into GTA 5 yesterday, but it wasn't working for me. So
Nice. Okay.
The single player or the online?
Online. I was going to play with like a couple of other people who were also playing at the same time, but I couldn't. It wouldn't let me update the client for some reason.
You just use Steam?
No, this is actually the Rockstar launcher.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think with online, you've got to like launch that to play it.
Really?
Steam must auto launch it because I just hit play on Steam and it's good to go for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a little bit earlier this year. Don't remember downloading that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I didn't have much luck with that. And aside from that, that's kind of it. I want to play Minecraft Dungeons because I do have Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
And it's on Game Pass, but I haven't checked that out yet, so I might download and try that.
Oh,
Surely.
okay.
It's very short.
It looks really good.
It's
But
like
it looks pretty... It's like,
Yeah.
only like 10 hours or something, right?
I heard it's maybe less than that. Even.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, look, the way it looks is great. I love that art. Even though I don't really like Minecraft, I think it's, or I don't not like it. I just don't play it. I just think it's a cool looking game. But
Yeah.
it's
very
weird though that like
fast-paced.
you take the Minecraft is like building, you just can't build in that game. And
Yeah.
like, this is so weird. Your choice.
It's like Minecraft, it's got the same like enemies and stuff, but it's not like Minecraft at the same time.
Yeah, like when the creeper blows up, like I don't even think like it takes part of the world out. Like I wish like it just had a little bit more of that Minecraft like.
I think it's TNT. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of people play it as well, and I'm now kind of interested in it. So yeah, I might check that out eventually.
Yeah, Game Pass, man, it's great, right?
It is really good.
Check out games you never normally wouldn't.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So useful.
Exactly.
So useful.
definitely. Yeah, that's been it for me. What about you, Taylor?
I've been playing quite the heap of games this past week, to be quite honest. Had a brief stint in GTA 5, but I was reminded why I don't really like that game. The game plays like
Banned
ass.
again.
No, I didn't get banned again, and it turns out I was only suspended, not fully banned, because I was able to play online with friends. Although, granted, my entire thing got reset. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. The game kind of plays like ass. I'm not gonna lie, and it didn't look great in 2013. It doesn't look great now. Yeah, not super thrilled with the game, to be quite honest. But anyway,
You said it plays like ass. You mean like the shooting or?
Yeah, like the shooting, the driving, everything. I don't like the driving at all.
It's a Rockstar game.
Yeah.
True. I remember it being okay. The shooting has always been the problem.
The movement is so wonky to me, also, like, in general.
That momentum they kind of have.
Yeah, and it's just, like, it's so annoying, because, like, when you go up to, like, shoot a guy during, like, a heist or whatever, they take one to the chest, and then it's, like, they just ragdoll and fall down and everything, and it's just, like, you either keep shooting their, like, ragdolled, not dead, but kind of dead corpse also for like half a mag, or you just land a headshot, which is kind of hard to do if they're laying down on the ground and their head happens to fall backwards, you know. So that's super duper annoying. And then just other like kind of movement qualms in the game. Yeah, I could go on and on about it, but I won't. Yeah, been playing some Civ 6 with a buddy. It's like I have nothing against him and everything, but he only really likes to play like domination victories, and I really don't. So it's like by like turn 70 or so, he's literally commanding like the armies of the Roman legions and everything, and it's like it takes him like 3 to 4 minutes per turn to like move all the stuff around. So I'm just like on my phone or like tabbed out as he's doing his thing, like doing something else. Then it's like, oh, next turn over. Hit next. It's like I just do like 1 or 2 things that I need to do. Next turn, then tab out. Next turn. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, there was that. I've been playing a little bit of CS:GO. I've gotten back into Battlefield 4 quite a bit this past week. I don't know if y'all saw this, but like EA dumped a bunch of their games back onto Steam and everything, including between Battlefield 3 to 5. So there's been like an influx of new players, especially on a Battlefield 4. So lots of people playing it. Lots of kind of like fun, re-energized servers to go in and stomp some noobs in. So it's been pretty fun.
I think I bought Dead Space for like $3. I should probably find that
You
email.
should play that.
Okay. Yeah, Dead Space is a good game.
Email. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one is.
Should play that.
Yeah.
I have, but it was like $3 for the PC version. I was like, yep, I need that.
It's like, why not? Don't mind if I do.
I can never find it. I was like looking for it for a while. So.
Oh, sure. It's one of those games that they like not discontinue, but like don't have any codes for left.
Yeah, or they're just like, I don't know, it just
trying to stop selling it.
Yeah, like they just don't sell it. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
Or like it doesn't run well, so they don't sell it anymore. Although that's never stopped other games.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know, I remember playing it back before I had like this system, when my system was a little bit like not as powerful and it was still running fine. The original one on PC. So
Yeah, but with like OS updates and stuff.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember I tried to play like an older like Hitman game pretty recently, and it just was like chugging. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I need to do to fix this, so I guess I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Was that like Hitman 2 or something?
I think it was 2 that I started with. Yeah.
I had the same issue.
Yeah.
And I've got no idea how I fixed it, but I fixed it.
Oh, really? Like Silent Assassin, like the old school
Yeah.
one? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't launching or something, and I think I had to change like compatibility or something.
I'm sure it's something that
Weird.
I could figure out, but I just didn't feel like putting in the effort, to be honest.
Fair enough. That's fair.
And then trying to think past that. Not too much Modern Warfare. I saw Season 4 drop. I've been having a super good time in the multiplayer in that game, really. I don't like Warzone, so not sure what else to
They added a couple maps, I think, too.
Okay, I know they got a like hard hat, I think, or
hard hat
from Modern
was
Warfare 3. I remember that one.
That's a pretty good level. I like that level.
Yeah.
And they also added it's like the planes are all crashed and stuff.
Boneyard?
In the middle. Boneyard, yeah, I think.
Or Scrapyard.
So. Scrapyard. Yeah. No, so Boneyard is in Warzone, but I think it's based off of Scrapyard, which is now in the multiplayer.
Okay, that's fine.
Which is out in Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah.
I think so,
yeah, that's where Scrapyard's from. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then made a new character in Dark Souls 3. Not
Nice.
sure quite where I'm gonna take him yet in terms of a build, but just been toying around with that a little bit. Man, it's like have a nice 144 hertz monitor for one of my favorite games. That's locked at 60 FPS. Yeah, it's feels kind of bad. Anyway. And so, yeah, that's been pretty much it for me in terms of gaming this past week. So before we jump right into the gaming news, normal housekeeping stuff, the main site is, of course, cultureofgaming.com. There you can find all the latest gaming news, reviews, opinion pieces, etc., etc. And then on the right-hand side sidebar of that main site, you will be able to find a link to our community Discord, where you can chat with everyone you see on the podcast, as well as the rest of our staff. And then we also have 2 Facebook pages, one for the main site and one here for the podcast. So the main site's Facebook page is facebook.com/thecod-network, and then for the podcast is facebook.com/poweruppodcast. And then we are on Twitter at the COD Network, Instagram at Culture of Gaming, twitch.tv/Culture of Gaming, youtube.com/Culture of Gaming, and I think that's everything. I don't think I forgot a social there. And then if you'd like to listen to a repository of all the previously recorded Power Up podcasts, then you can find the audio recordings on anywhere you can find podcasts, albeit Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, etc., etc.
I heard you talking smack about Nickelback.
What the hell?
Taylor is being assaulted. You right there,
That was
bud?
Matt. That was Matt.
Jesus.
Far out.
We're firing Matt.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually.
We're firing Matt. Okay.
I might actually seriously do it this time. It's bad.
Okay.
That was bad. Like, I got freaked out, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little scary. Yeah,
It was.
I'm not gonna lie there.
I'm sorry about the jump scare, everyone. I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
Okay.
headphone users rip.
Yeah. Was it really that loud? I think it was too loud.
It was.
It was
okay.
pretty loud.
Was
I
it?
mean, I'm pretty low here, like on my headphones, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywho.
All right. Anyway, with that little momentary bit of excitement, where was I? Oh yeah, and then the audio repository, anywhere you can find podcasts, be it on iTunes, whatever Apple calls their podcasts nowadays. I don't know if it's still through iTunes or what they do. And yeah, if you want to watch a video of all the previous podcasts, you can find it on youtube.com/culture of gaming. All right, so jumping right into the gaming news. Well, let's just get the elephant in the room right out of the way. PS5 happened.
Yes.
PS5 happened.
Did.
The Ps5 Reveal Event, I believe is what they were calling it.
Yes, finally happened. It was supposed to happen last week, but it got pushed back 1 week for certain minor cultural uprising that was happening in the US. But anyway, here we are now. We now know what the next generation of video is going to look like. Speaking of looks, we got a look at the PS5 bots in terms of the hardware, or, what's containing all the hardware. What do we think of the look of it? Andrew, what do we think of the look of it?
It's bad.
You don't like it? Okay.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
I laughed out loud because it looks like something from Dead Space. Like, it looks like
Fair. Yeah, it kind of
something
looks like
I'd,
the marker or
put
whatever,
on the
right?
altar and pray to, or do some weird demonic stuff to.
Yeah.
Of course, you can lay it down on its side, which I would probably end up doing, just because that's how it fits into most entertainment centers.
Yeah.
You can lay it down on its side though.
No, you can. Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
how
I
it's
thought you
made.
said you couldn't. Okay.
No, you
Yeah.
can. So that's it's not gonna it's gonna look different, not as weird. And,
Yeah.
I don't know, spooky when it's
Sure,
on
yeah.
its side.
Reminds
Oh,
me
it's
of
fine,
that. What's that really tall building in Chicago or whatever that has the 2 antennas on top of it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Hold on.
I think I might, but
Tall building in
I know what you're talking
Chicago.
tall building.
I think it's the Willis Tower. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Willis Tower, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Is
that the one where one antenna's lower than the other?
Here, I'm gonna do a
And
let's see.
sloped
copy
I don't
image
know.
address.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm.
The guy who does not live in the States.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking at right there. Kind of
Soon to
reminds
be,
me of
soon
that.
to be.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, that's in the dock, right?
There's some weird buildings in San Francisco that I'm sure it looks like as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So okay. So Andrew, I get the sense you're not really a big fan of it. Anthony, what do you think?
Okay, so it's not a box, which I like.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, like it has a very unique shape to it.
yeah, exactly. Like the 360 was a box. Xbox One was a box. Series X is a box.
Sure. Yeah.
PS3 was kind of like a slopey box. PS2 is definitely a box. PS4, kind of more slopey box. This doesn't look like a box. This looks good. I like the look of this, to be honest. I like how unique it is. I like that they're doing something different to Xbox. I actually really like the look of it. I don't necessarily like the color scheme, to be honest, like white and blah,
Oh, I
blah,
like
blah.
the color scheme too. Actually, I think I like it because it does enough to like set itself apart from a lot of other things too. So, yeah. I don't know.
Sure. What would make it is if the LEDs in like the fan, whatever the heck that bit is, change color. And like, so like if you're playing Spider-Man, for instance, it'd be red.
What if it like
you're
matches the
playing-
color of the DualSense there?
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Okay.
See that?
That'd be very cool.
Yeah, that'd be
The good thing is they've added RBG. You're not going to find Microsoft doing this. So
Wait, it doesn't have RGB, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, as
Yeah,
far
I
as we
mean,
know, the PS5 does not have RGB on it.
it'll have RGB.
That'd be.
Come on, man.
I don't think so. I
Is it
guarantee you
that
they would have
hard?
talked about that. Huh?
It's not that hard to like implement that, is it?
No, not really. Like
It's just like a driver update, really.
no, I mean you.
It
So
has to be ready.
You've
to
got.
go,
I
and
mean,
then-
yeah.
the
You've got to
lights
have
have
the
to
right
be
LEDs
the
and
lights that they
stuff.
use have to be like changeable LEDs at first, and they also need a RGB controller for it also somewhere in the
Yeah,
box, and I don't think that's going to be in
Oh.
it. So, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they do it on mice. They do it on keyboards. Why can't they do it on a console? So
Oh,
I'm
that's-
optimistic. I think it's going to happen. It'll be
I wouldn't
nice.
be surprised if eventually they'd had RGB
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably it'll-
maybe on a future model, but I'm
on
thinking
like the slim model or whatever you
yeah,
want to call
yeah,
it. Yeah.
the iterative
Possibly, yeah.
improvement we get in 2 years after this thing comes
Mhm.
out, you know.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I like the look of it. It looks good.
yeah,
And,
I'm,
oh. And one quick thing. You know the textured interior bit?
yeah,
That's a mixture of circle, square, triangle, and X or cross or plus, whatever the hell you want to call it.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what that interior textured bit is. I didn't know that until yesterday.
Yeah, I actually saw an image today where someone zoomed in on the controller,
Yeah.
and like the texture on the controller too has that like kind of engraved, like, I don't know, engraved, but like
That's brilliant.
yeah,
I like it.
it's like this weird future thing. It's really
Yeah.
silly.
yeah. I don't know. I just really like the look of it. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I like it a lot better looking than the Xbox Series X. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
It's like
yeah.
instead of this nondescript like rectangular prism, you know, it's a Wi-Fi router.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah,
spacious.
it looks like you'll be able to lay it down on its side, etc., etc. The only awkward, I saw like a picture of it on its side and everything, and it's like apparently like the disc tray is the side that's like laying down, and that
On the
looks
bottom,
kind of
right.
awkward to me. But that kind of indicates to me that like the white plastic shroud around it might be kind of flimsy, to be quite honest. I mean, obviously they'll have to wait and see, but if they kind of need that weight support, then that's what that would indicate
Yeah.
to me.
But one legit issue I have is like with the cowling that kind of sticks out a bit,
Yeah.
like the edging part.
Mm-hmm.
If you accidentally catch something on that, or like a controller falls off and hits it, is that just gonna snap?
I
guess
understand where
we'll
you're
find
coming
out.
from, but like I don't see that being a scenario for 99.9% of people.
Oh, it'll happen. If it's gonna happen, it'll happen to me. Come on.
Okay, what are you doing with your console that you have?
I don't know,
like,
dude.
stuff
Everything goes
falling
wrong
on
for
it?
me. Come
Okay.
on, that's like my life story.
All right, fair enough. Don't know how to respond to that one. All right, so
I mean,
yeah, look
I
at it.
break everything. Put it that way.
Okay, yeah. So respond. Yeah, I don't know. It looks good in my opinion. It matches the controllers really well. I have the whole white and black thing going. Sleek, what do we think about doing 2 different iterations off the bat? You have the PlayStation 5 and then the digital edition.
Hmm.
What do we, how do we
It's-
feel about that one?
That makes sense, I think, right? Like, especially in like this time and age where people aren't really going to businesses to buy, copies of games.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Sure.
just put the one out. It's going to be cheaper, most likely. I don't know about how much.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper, and
Say most like $50 cheaper, probably.
I would assume 50, but
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows actually.
It'll probably do a sad edition, to be honest. Like, they'll just probably remove the disk drive and keep all the connectors and stuff there
Yeah,
on the motherboard, like what the sad did. Oh, wait, didn't that have a disk drive, but they just covered it up?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow,
That's kind of a waste. but
I know.
okay.
that's amazing. So good.
Yeah, did you have Microsoft? I don't know. I kind of like. I see both sides to this, and everything. And it's like why they would do an all digital edition and everything. But at the same time, also, it's just like it has an abysmal amount of storage space. Yeah. So it's like you're gonna get maybe like 4 or 5 games at most in today's day and age. Especially if one of those is like Modern Warfare,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So.
Or like Destiny 2 is pretty big too. It's like
Destiny 2 is
it's
inflated.
100 and something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
games are only
like,
getting bigger,
yeah.
right? Like the AAA ones.
Yeah,
so.
GTA 5 has ballooned to like 95 gigs when I downloaded it the other day.
Oy vey.
Yeah, if that's gonna be on PS5, then like that's already about an eighth of your storage space taken up just by one game. If you have the digital edition. So I don't know, if it was me personally, I would honestly opt for the one with a disc tray still, just because your storage space is super precious. But of course, Sony's gonna try and sell you on like the expandable storage for it.
I mean, so I don't even think like I know when I put a disc in a thing, it just copies to the hard drive anyway, right? So
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really know.
But you can't launch it without a disc.
Yeah, you can't launch without a disc, but it still takes up
Mm-hmm.
whatever amount of gigs. So.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so I guess if you have good internet, like that would make sense,
Yeah.
right? Also, depending on how backwards compatibility is.
Right.
See, on 360, you could choose if you wanted to install a game.
Yeah.
Or just run it off the disc.
Yeah,
they
you could
should do something like that.
Yeah, and then
I think
it's
you
like
have to.
I remember on the 360, it was certain files for the game also that would help out and everything, and trying to reduce the noise a little bit, the disc tray spinning, trying to improve loading
and
times,
like load times and stuff.
Yeah, I remember doing that for a couple games. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
with the 360, it did install some stuff whenever you like first put the game in, but it was only like I think it was like 700 meg or something, and that was it.
Mm.
Okay.
And that was like just like patchwork or something for the game when they patched it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it'd be good if they did something like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the discs just operate as like a key basically now. So
Yeah.
What? Okay, then what's the point of putting them on like fancy Blu-ray discs then?
It's got to read. I don't know. It's a good point actually because it doesn't really.
Yeah.
I guess reading it to the hard drive is faster that way, right?
Yeah, and I even store more on a single disc. It's just like I don't know.
That's true too.
Yeah. it's
Also, like, you want people to potentially use it for a Blu-ray player or whatever, right? So
Right.
you might as well just use Blu-rays and stuff.
Which, by the way, PS5 will do 4K Blu-ray, HDR Blu-ray, so that's pretty cool.
I'm
Also,
not sure if
So it's like I don't know if this is like if they're going to continue that implementation of how even like disc games work and everything, then it's like why ship it with such an abysmal amount of storage space? Like that's what I don't understand. Like it's fun that we have this cool new SSD and everything that's apparently like the second coming of Christ, but it's just like it's only in the PS5's case, it's less than a terabyte. It's like the 850 gig region for what I remember and everything.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, it's not even quite a full terabyte,
So, I don't know. I guess the thought is probably that if you're someone like us who are people listening that want to play games, a lot of games and stuff like that, you're probably going to get another hard drive or external hard drive or whatever, another SSD to go with it.
Sure, yeah.
So like,
but you think this is fine for like a casual person?
Yeah, I think okay. for most people that might be enough space. Like, like you're going to get a couple games or whatever, and then if you buy let's say say 3 games a year or something like that. You know, they buy the big ones and some of the little ones. Like,
Yeah.
so you don't care when you have to delete them off your thing because you're not playing.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, that kind of makes sense,
actively
right?
Playing
Yeah.
like 10 games or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like me.
I have like 20 terabytes of storage on my PC, and I still feel cramped for space sometimes. You know?
I need a new SSD and a new hard drive. It's been rough out here.
I have 2.5. That's it. 2.5 terabytes.
I'm working with maybe a terabyte.
Nice.
I used to have a terabyte.
Okay. But
Then I leveled up.
All right, and then just trying to wrap it up the hardware a little bit. Let's talk about some accessories, launch accessories that are like Sony branded. Also with it, I just remember seeing like the headphones and whatnot. There was like this charging station you could get. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of like this comprehensive hardware launch from Sony, which kind of seems like a good idea.
And like a remote and a camera and stuff.
Yeah,
That's right. Probably for the VR stuff, the camera.
I wonder if they'll have like I wonder if they'll have like Zoom or something built into the PS5.
I feel like Zoom could probably afford it now, but
Yeah.
I feel like they wouldn't do that off the
Yeah.
bat.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen how massive the box
I
is
have,
actually?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the tallest game console so far.
It's huge, and I
Yeah.
thought the Xbox One was a brick. That thing
Yeah.
looks gigantic.
Yeah, this is not a slim boy. It is not a
I
slim boy.
I think it's slim but tall.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, it's got maybe those curves help it look a little more slim or something.
The white,
I don't
know.
the
Yeah,
white is
curves
very
down, you know.
slimming on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully it fits in people's spaces. Okay.
I imagine people will figure it
Oh,
out,
I'm
right?
sure it will.
Yeah, people figure it out, obviously.
Even if it doesn't, like it kind of looks attractive as is. Anyway, so even if it's like on top of a media center,
I was saying, kind of seems like Sony wants you to put this like right next to the TV to like show it off and everything and have
like
it
an
as,
attraction
like a
piece.
centerpiece. Yeah, exactly.
I have
Draws the
mine-
eye.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
my PS4 on top just because it's so loud and I don't want to have it like explode.
Oh, okay.
So I have as much air as possible.
Yeah. I once had a thermal shutdown on my PS4 Pro playing God of War. It's because so it's like an old house I used to live in. It's just like at the PS4 and like kind of underneath a cabinet where the audio receiver was also. And it was just like I was just playing God of War when it came out, and it was just like, oh, it just all of a sudden shut down. And it's just like it had a thermal shutdown, so it's like it started playing with the cabinet door open now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With regard to hardware and stuff too, there was an article I was reading this morning relating to the Series X SSD and the PS5's SSD.
Oh.
It seems like the PS5's SSD is quicker and like has like better loading times and stuff.
Yeah, there's
than
been
the
some
Series
stuff
X.
going around about that.
So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, they better be faster if it's going to be, smaller and
Right.
you know.
Cheaper. Yeah. It's like you at least need some trade-off, right? So it's like if it's not going to be the most like storage, as Andrew said, it's like if not going to get as much storage, it might as well be faster
sure.
then.
Needs to be faster.
Yeah. All right. So moving along from the hardware and everything, let's talk about the video. About the let's talk about the video that was shown off. So just like before we kind of go piece by piece here, overall, what did you guys think of the games that were shown off, Anthony?
Okay, so I can't name every single game, but like
I literally have a list
them,
posted in the document. I literally have a
What?
list posted in the document.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got a list.
So out of all of them,
Uh-huh.
I would say there's like 3 or 4 that I am not interested in.
Okay.
Like GTA 5.
Yeah.
I will say though, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Okay, far out. I've got an autoplay video. Miles Morales is a add-on to existing Spider-Man. It's not a new game. It's DLC.
It also says
There's a
it's
lot
like in
going
its
on with that.
enhanced and expanded version of 2018 Spider-Man.
Yeah, so there's like an executive that came and said that. Apparently, that's wrong. It's a standalone thing.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
what? Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a standalone thing that's probably like the same city and like
Uh-huh.
based off of it, but it's its own game. You don't have to own Spider-Man 2018
Oh, okay.
to play it or anything like that.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
interesting.
a side, I guess, spin-off kind of side. I don't know what you want to call it.
Okay.
but it's not like a full, I don't think it's probably got enough content to be a sequel, but not like story sequel. It doesn't seem like.
Sure.
Okay. Interesting.
It's been a confusing message with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit. So I'll definitely play that. Gran Turismo 7, definitely. Ratchet and Clank, definitely. Like, everything looks good. I wouldn't play probably Little Big Planet or Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
Okay.
I wouldn't play, I think it was Oddworld, Soulstorm.
Okay.
I wouldn't play, I wouldn't play NBA 2K21. No way.
Okay. We can get like individual in a little bit. I'll just say like overall. Did you think the game showing was strong?
Sure. And I wouldn't play Resi either. Overall, yes, 100%. Like, they're blowing it out of the water with regard to what Microsoft's shown, which is nothing. So I'm like keen. I'm glad that they've come out strong, and like they've got a bit of everything. They got kind of everything for everyone. I feel like they've got something for everyone. That's a better way of saying it. So yeah, like there's so much stuff that I'm excited to play.
Okay.
Even
Andrew?
things that I've like never checked out before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Overall, I think the show and the games they knocked it out of the park. You know. Like,
for sure.
They didn't waste too much time on one single game. They didn't, you know, and even if they showed, like, people are like, oh, the sports part, it's like, look, a lot of people play sports.
Right, yeah. Like, it's very casual friendly thing. It's like the way EA spends so much time on FIFA every year during their E3 or whatever, right? You know, it's just like FIFA is super duper popular, believe it or not.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Not everything is for you, okay, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they kill it. There was a real good mix of stuff. And they brought attention to some smaller games, which we can get into later. But they brought attention to some like small games that are just like, whoa, that looks amazing. That looks really cool. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a real good mix of games and types. So I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I thought overall the presentation was like fantastic and everything. Like, I'm not even a console player all that much, but I'm excited for the PS5 and the games that are gonna be on it already. You know, just because like it looked good. The focus was definitely on the video. You know, that's for sure, right? It wasn't like, oh, this all-in-one entertainment center. Look at like Hulu and Netflix and stuff. Look at all these games that we have. It's like, wow, I can't even hold all these games. Yeah, you know, it's like it was very, very well paced. They didn't, you know, it's like obviously the games that were a little bit early in development didn't have too much to show, but you just got a nice little sample of it, and then it was a nice little transition to the next one. Minor, just like developers popping in saying, hi, this is our game, didn't talk too much about it, just showed it off and be like, awesome, PS5, let's go. I thought it was a really, really good mix of like straight up first party titles, like Sony Game Studio titles, as well as like third party titles, and then also, you know, maybe studios like Square Enix, where, you know, they're not quite part of Sony, but they're close to Sony, where it's like I wouldn't quite qualify them as like fully third party, you know. So yeah, it was overall the one thing that I do kind of like I kind of like some sympathy for Sony for and everything is the controller. Because, so the thing with the controller is, like, you know, they're talking about how haptic feedback and everything, right? But, you know, obviously there are no events where you can, right now, where you can go and, like, feel the controller and see how it goes. So it's like, I think they tried their best in the little clip of the show to, like, show all the cool stuff on the controller, but I did kind of feel bad for him. Because, you know, a lot of, like, engineering and work went into it, but it's like, it's really hard to show the things that are touch-based. Yeah. So
it'll be interesting when people develop for those things and like how they can actually like implement it. Yeah. Because I was just thinking like, oh, like a haptic feedback, like a rhythm game with like haptic feedback could be really cool if done right. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Or even just like driving games if it's like got a cool thing going on.
I'm trying to feel the wheel a little bit, you know. Just trying to All right.
This is like the first time in like 4 years that I've been excited for games. Like, I'm just saying, or like for a new console.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we haven't had a new console in, you know, 7 years.
4 years or so, if you count the PS.
I guess you can't Switch. But...
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I wasn't really excited for PS4, to be honest.
Okay.
So I guess in the last decade, put it that way, this is like the first time I've been excited for games and like for a new console and stuff in quite some time, and for new tech.
Yeah.
I'm keen. I'm down. Like, Microsoft just doesn't do it for me anymore.
I'm sorry for the autoplay video. Okay.
Good job.
All right, so yeah, I guess we can just try to go And yes, the bulk of the show will probably focus on like the PS5 event and everything
Sure.
here because you know it was literally the biggest thing this week. The PC gaming show happened like earlier today. I personally didn't watch it. You know, as much of a PC gamer as I am and everything. There's only ever like one or two things that ever appealed to me during that show, and it's like it just kind of drags on and on. It's not very well paced, et cetera, in my
It's
opinion.
definitely a good show to like get caught up on later because
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
just, like piece by piece meal it.
Yeah. So yeah, for what I heard, I looked at a brief list of stuff announced. It was like indie games, pretty much. It was probably indie games to show, pretty much. Not a whole lot of AAA stuff. Which I don't know. It would be kind of nice to see like more AAA developers being more PC positive and everything, being like, oh, PC comes first. But anyway, that's a conversation to have for another time. So getting down into the game shown at the PS5 Reveal Event, they started off with GTA 5. On one hand, I'm kind of glad they front-loaded it so we never had to hear about it again. But on the other hand, too, it's just like, really, out of all the things you start out with, it's a 7-year-old game.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah. So yeah, GTA 5 is coming to the PS5. New version will feature enhancements and will be expanded. It's coming 2021 with GTA Online free to all PS5 owners.
It's neat.
And
Yeah.
if you I think they said if you pre-order a PS5 today or something,
Yeah.
you get like $1 million a day, like GTA 5 Online bucks a day.
Yeah, I think it was like, I don't know if it was if you pre-order. It just might happen if you're like a PS4 player or something.
Okay, I'm not too sure what it was. It was yeah, something like that.
I mean, it made sense. They opened up with like, hey, look at all our old stuff from PS4. Like, you know, these are cool games. Grand Theft Auto was a cool game, right? It's going to PS5.
Okay.
So I
And
guess
then-
it makes sense.
Yeah, luckily from then on there, everything else was from the PS5. So that was kind of nice that they didn't like focus on PS4 like at all. You know. So anyway, the first title up was Spider-Man Miles Morales. So that looked good. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that looked
glad.
good. Looked good.
I haven't finished that though, the 2018 one, but I'm glad
Neither.
they're giving Miles Morales his own story.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
he's a cool character.
I hope
Grant,
they kind of
okay.
like blend it in enough and like make sure I don't know, make sure it makes sense as to how he became Spider-Man and whatever. Or like, yeah,
Sure.
So-
I mean, it's so weird. Like, I don't really care how. I mean, really how, because it's a superhero game, so it all doesn't make sense to me, anyways.
Okay.
So like, whatever, you know, like whatever.
Yeah, it's like,
But-
oh, whatever. This guy's Spider-Man now. That's cool, I guess.
I don't really care as long as it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I just want to
But-
swing off buildings, you know?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I really wasn't expecting Spider-Man too much. To be in all honesty.
There have been rumors that they were working on a sequel, but I wasn't expecting the Miles. I mean, like, I didn't finish the game, so I have no idea if that's how it kind of
Okay.
leads you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. I never played the game.
It's fun.
Okay. All right, good to know. Gran Turismo 7, because every good console needs the staple racing sim on it. Microsoft has
Yes.
Forza, Sony has Gran Turismo, Nintendo has Mario Kart. GT7 was kind of weird for me. I'm not gonna lie. They had like that photorealistic girl talking to you at the bottom, trying to seem like they were going like the Need for Speed route of having those like live action cutscenes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit.
It's similar to GT1, actually.
I was gonna say I've never played GT really, so I don't know if
Okay.
that's like a thing they did in the old games.
Okay. And also, it didn't look incredible, like graphically and everything. The cars looked decent, I guess. The dashboards looked decent, I guess. But like the thing that really caught me was like the landscape around driving and everything didn't look great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Were you? I mean, I know it was running at 1080 30,
Yeah.
so like obviously they're gonna look better.
Yeah.
when they're
Okay.
running on.
Okay.
I'm hoping that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I'm not a big racing guy, but part of me was like, yeah, I should get a racing wheel.
Play some Gran
Get into
Turismo.
it. Yeah. 'cause like it looks fun. Like, I don't know. As someone who hasn't driven a lot lately,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could really go for like driving down some corners. But I think I would need to get like,
Drifting.
yeah, I think I would really need to get like, if I'm gonna get into it, I'm just gonna get into it, like get a wheel and everything.
So
Okay.
they're actually pretty cheap. Like I've got a wheel and pedals and stuff.
Yeah.
and it's only like $100 second
You
hand.
you have to send me which one you have.
It's like a Logitech something or other, I can't remember. But like I bought it second hand, barely been used. He was using it on a PS4, and I just used it on PC.
Nice. Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
Okay. Let's see. Next up was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We got a ray traced Clank, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
I mean, I was like going through this frame by frame.
Yeah.
Kind of, and like looking really closely to see if I could spot the ray tracing.
Yeah.
You can't spot the ray tracing.
Yeah.
He's like slightly shiny. That's it.
But the real-time reflections off Clank's metal body. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? So I feel like ray tracing is kind of overhyped at this rate, unless you're playing something like Battlefield, where there's like puddles and like explosions and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like ray tracing is not going to be a thing that you really notice. Like, prime example, the GT7 trailer, like the before actual gameplay stuff, looked amazing. And you got to the gameplay and it's like, I can't see the ray tracing.
Well,
Is
yeah,
this
right?
right?
I don't know. Even on PC and everything, it's like if you're in the middle of gameplay and everything, you're not going to notice ray tracing all that much and everything. It's like there are so many like graphics options that are nice to have if you go wall licking, so to speak, and everything, where it's like you really start looking for it and kind of take your time, slow down to it. So what I'm thinking is that, you know, if ray tracing is also a very costly graphical setting to have and everything in terms of performance. So what I'm thinking is like if the developers are smart, they'll do some sort of adaptive like settings and everything. So it's like if you're like really in a fast-paced portion of the game, they might tone down some effects and everything a little bit that aren't really noticed, like shadows and you know, ray tracing and everything, just to trying to give you more and more frames and everything which you want in like combat or whatever. But then if you're just kind of, you know, maybe walking around the overworld or whatever, not doing much of anything, then maybe turn some of those pretty settings back up so you can kind of admire things a bit more. That's the way, at least if I was developing a game, what I would try and implement and everything is trying to do an adaptive thing like that. But so maybe that's what they're going for Ratchet and Clank and everything.
It truly looked amazing though. That the whole dimensional rift, like that looked great.
That looks pretty awesome. I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game since, what was it,
Cracking Time?
Cracking Time, there you go. That was the last one I played. So I don't know, like I should really jump back into Ratchet and Clank, to be honest. I feel like I quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
The one that came out a couple of years ago was supposed to be really good.
Like the remake
one? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I might jump back into them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Definitely looked like one of those games like, wow, I don't know if the PS4/Xbox one could handle like what's going on here. Just because of how like weird, like they were like pulling the dimensions and it was like real time, just like switching spots. Like that was really cool. Regardless if you like the way those games play, it's definitely looked awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And then
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. We got and then we got a really brief look at Project Athia from Square Enix and Luminous Productions. Looked cool. Kind of wait to see more of the game, I guess. That was definitely one of the ones where it's like, oh, I'll probably see you in 2025, especially if it's Square Enix, you know?
Slightly.
We'll see you on the PS6, actually. Never mind.
Nah, PS7, what are you talking about? 2030.
All right, maybe that's more realistic, right? So yeah, and then Stray. This is the cat one. I don't know, this looked adorable to me. I really want to play this, actually.
I don't know if adorable is the right word, but yeah, it looks cool. Like the whole like,
looks pretty cool.
All the humans are dead. Looks, it was.
And they're just robots and cats. It's great.
Like, yeah, it was definitely some cool world building. Not all of it made sense to me, like why robots were having blankets, but it's fine.
Yeah, true. Or like wearing clothing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's accurate. I don't know. I like the look of it. I would play it. Like, there's nothing that I wouldn't really play so far.
There were a few that I have some thoughts about and probably won't play, to be honest. But overall, it was like very. But you know, it's like as Andrew said at the beginning of the segment, not everything is for you, right? So
you're just a hater, Taylor.
I'm sorry. Never mind. We're gonna get to it in a little bit. And then let's see, Returnal. This is like Edge of Tomorrow, the video game.
I'm so into this game.
Yeah, this looked
Returnal.
kind
This is the one where it's like the sci-fi where the lady's like, there's always a crash, there's always a planet.
Oh, yes.
This game to me looked. This is like whew, right up my alley. I'm so psyched for this game.
Okay, so this is like what's it called have Risk of Rain, kind of similar, but like first person.
maybe.
It's third person, so it's
That's
from the
third person,
makers of Housemarque, I believe is how you say their name.
Yeah.
Resogun, and like they've made a bunch of like arcade shooter style games. It looks like they're kind of taking their arcadey like bullet hell stuff and putting it in like a proper third person game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super into that. I love like bullet hell games so much. So,
Okay. But yeah.
Sure.
that was
and it
cool.
just had a cool setting.
Okay, and then let's see. Moving on from that, there was Sackboy, a pitch adventure. Not really my kind of game, but I don't know. I thought it was cool. Little Big Planet is like a pretty good Sony franchise and everything, so I'm glad that it had a showing.
I feel like it's super late for this game.
You think so?
I mean, Sackboy is like not really relevant anymore. Maybe this will make him relevant again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like a
When
return
was
of
the
the
last-
mascots a lot, you know?
Yeah, like if they can make a good controlling, 3D platformer, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Good music, Little Big Planet always had good music, so
Okay.
it's some good music.
When was the last Little Big Planet game?
I think it was
PS3,
early.
right?
No, I think the third game came out on PS4 early PS4.
Maybe.
Could be wrong, but that's how much I haven't checked in on Little Big Planet.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not too keen on this. I can't remember what the one was called on like PS3. I think it was Little Big Planet 2 or whatever. This isn't my kind of game. Although there was one game on PSP that I can't stop like talking about. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't Unravel, but it was similar to Little Big Planet.
Tearaway?
Tearaway, there you go. That was an amazing game. That was
That's good.
so fantastic. So Little Big Planet kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was the same people. No,
So I
maybe-
may check it out. No, I don't think so. I could be wrong though.
I don't know. I don't remember. But Little Big Planet 3 came out in 2014, and it was on both platforms, 3 and 4.
Okay, sure. So it's like
Okay.
a launch title kind. No, not really.
It wasn't a launch, but it was like similar.
It was a very notable franchise too.
Sure.
It was popular for a bit. All right. Next up was Destruction All Stars. This looked like literally looked like Rocket League. I'm sorry.
It did. I had that vibe too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd play this. I'd play it.
It definitely looks like a free-to-play like game.
Yeah. Maybe
We'll see.
preloaded onto the console. I don't know.
Definitely had some style going on,
Mhm.
and I don't know. Crashing cars is always fun.
I'd play it.
Fair enough. Okay. Kenna,
Again.
Bridge of Spirits, or as I call it, Ori and the Blind Spirits. I don't know. I got some serious
Oh,
Ori
this-
vibes up this.
I
one.
guess
So this is like Pikmin. Kind
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Pikmin wish one.
Ori and the Blind Pikmin.
Oh god.
Okay, that's mean.
Yeah.
I would play this as well.
Yeah, it looked cute. Style was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous looking. Art style's awesome.
Yeah. Seems like a fun
Kinda-
game. I don't
Kind of
know.
reminds me of Ni no Kuni a little bit.
Yeah.
And like the combat kind of stuff.
Okay.
A tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like a mixture of like Pikmin / cool looking combat / Zelda-esque kind of.
Yeah.
So I'd
Mhm.
play this any day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is like the first game where I really wasn't like into it all, and I thought was bizarre. Goodbye Volcano High.
Oh no.
Yeah, this was.
Yeah, I forgot about this one.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like my style game either, but I gotta give it up for like people creating like cool projects. Sony for pushing this out there on such a big platform. It's really awesome.
I heard some stuff about this game earlier today. Hold on, let me pull it up for a second.
It seems similar to what's that other one? Not Beyond Two Souls. What's the other one?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. It seems similar to that.
Life is Strange, maybe like some Night in the Woods kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to find
Sure,
something.
both good games. I don't know. It's cool. It seems all right. Like angsty dinosaurs, and then like it kind of hinted at the end what might happen.
Yeah, the meteor.
Yeah, so it could be interesting, you know. We'll see.
The end of an era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this one thing, but Twitter's search function is just dumb. Jesus God. Okay, hold on. Why? I don't understand what I have to search for to get. Anyway, it's basically. So do y'all remember? Do y'all remember the Kotaku child pornography incident?
It's vaguely familiar.
Okay. It was Kotaku ran an article where one of their writers had published underage Harry Potter pornography on Kotaku.
Oh, kind of.
Yeah. The game Goodbye Volcano High's lead writer is the same woman that did that whole thing, that did that fiasco.
Oh. I mean,
Uh-oh.
you gotta be careful there, bud.
Yeah. So.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. You know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a great, you know, like heartwarming.
Yeah, maybe
story.
this is like Game of the Year 2021. You never know.
Yeah,
it
you
could
never
be.
know.
Yeah, it could be just out of the park insane, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's her previous rap sheet. So yeah, although people second chances at everyone, so yeah,
Totally.
people second chances. So all right, anyway, moving right along. We got Oddworld Soulstorm. This is the only other game I really don't think I would see myself playing all that much, just because this seems like, oh, you had to be like a previous fan of the franchise to really get what was going on. Game looked pretty intense, though.
It definitely, apparently, one of the people in Discord was saying this game has been developed forever. I didn't know that.
I've heard it compared to Duke Nukem. Forever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could.
In terms of like development, how?
Sure. But it looks like the old games a lot. Like the I don't know, the point of view, I guess you want to call it.
Okay.
And like it looks exactly like some of those old games. So if you like those old games, I mean, you'll probably like this one.
Yeah. And then this was one of my favorites, Ghostwire Tokyo. It was literally quiet for 2 years until this one, because it was first shown off at E3 2018 at the Bethesda conference. It was absent from last year's E3, and then, well, obviously it's back. So it's definitely come pretty far, everything, since we first saw it and everything. The game looks like developed, looks like they got the loop and flow down and everything, got a little bit more of a better story direction to it. And it's coming out in 2021. Also got some Dishonored vibes from it. What'd you?
Yeah, this game, I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, like from what they showed off earlier, like there wasn't much. But like, I don't know, that game looked really interesting to me when they showed it off previously, and they showed a little bit more of it, and I was kind of like, oh, it's gonna be one of these types of games. I'm not sure I'm gonna be too super into it, like the whole like Dishonored, like first person kind of not immersive sim kind of style stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I definitely did. This definitely wouldn't be the kind of gameplay I would have had it paid for back when it first showed off.
Oh yeah, neither.
No, yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a spooky, like, you know, Tango Gameworks people working on it did like, you know, the Evil Within and stuff like that. So I was kind of thinking it was gonna be more of a, you know, third person survival horror-ish type game.
Yeah.
So kind of took me by surprise and not the direction I was hoping for, I guess.
Okay.
But it looks cool. I mean, it's got cool graphics. It's got some cool like monster looking design. So,
yeah. Anthony, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not a horror person.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely play this. This doesn't really look over the top horror or like horror-ish at all, really.
Okay.
This, as Andrew said, like this doesn't look like. I mean, it looks like, but it doesn't really look like what they showed at E3. Like I wasn't imagining this at all. But like I don't know, it looks unique. It looks interesting. I'd play it definitely. It's a different kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, very nice. And then Godfall, which made by Gearbox Software, which is a little bit hard to take seriously given Randy Pitchford's antics nowadays, but you know, they continue. They finally made something that wasn't Borderlands related, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Well, I think it's just published by Gearbox.
Oh, okay.
I'm not quite sure who's developing it.
Okay.
So the trailer that they showed here
That was
was
garbage.
like
I'm sorry.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
It looked like a trailer. Like I think Anthony.
You cut out.
Cut out.
Like, oh, I
Really
was
bad.
saying, are you good now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I think Anthony mentioned it. It looks like a game that's coming out in like a week or two. Like the way that trailer
Yeah.
was cut.
Yeah, that was definitely
And,
like a
like-
launch trailer sort of thing.
With like that music, which didn't seem to fit the game style
Yeah.
at all. It's just
Yeah.
overall is that game could be good too. Apparently, it's like a Diablo.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
I'm
could be
keen
good.
for it.
Yeah, it
I'm
does look
down.
kind of neat, you know? In all honesty.
Yeah.
So,
I was mentioning it looks like what's that game I mentioned earlier? Infinity Blade. It has like a
Yeah.
weird like that kind of
Yeah.
style. So.
yeah.
I have a legit question though.
What's up?
What is the go with rap in gameplay trailers?
It's different sometimes for the most part.
Yeah.
It's like
Like-
so common nowadays. Like Microsoft is all the time.
It's better than like weird dark covers or like slow covers of like better songs. You know, like what?
I mean,
what is it? Like,
Yeah.
everyone
I
does
don't
like
know.
makes
Just
bad
some-
covers of good songs.
Yeah.
I kind of think
sure.
just like either like composing a specific song for like a game and like having it in the trailer, or like, you know, having the game soundtrack over the trailer might still be the best option overall.
I
I don't know.
It
Some of the
just
Modern
doesn't
Warfare
seem
2 trailers were set to Eminem, and I remember those being really hype. Yeah.
But that's kind of decent rap.
Yeah, I don't know what this song was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I wasn't
not.
a fan of the
not
song.
good.
Okay.
It's
not good.
favorite.
Anyway, whatever. Just
Alright.
a question.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. There is Solar Ash. Yeah, that it was kind of like that interstellar gargantua black hole thing.
Wait, Solar.
Yeah, game looked neat.
I can't remember this.
Any further comments about it?
Yeah, it looks neat, and it's hyper light drifter people, so
Yeah.
could be pretty good.
Okay. Hitman 3. Andrew, I know you're excited for this.
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh. I absolutely love Hitman.
Okay.
Hitman 3. We missed we missed one as well.
Did
I
we?
think.
Oh yeah, I see. We can cut back.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got you.
We can jump back to that. Hitman 3, it looks cool. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's like a Hitman game. Again, Hitman 1 and or Hitman, whatever it was called, was okay. Hitman 2, I haven't really played a whole heap either. But that was decent, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like non-story now, which is weird.
Okay.
There's no real story to
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. They kind of just drop you in like a big playground, right, and let you go.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool, I think, a fun way to play those games, because that's kind of like what some of the original ones were. It was like, hey, there's this big thing. How are you gonna, complete your mission?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. They do cool stuff with them usually every time. They
Mhm.
change it up. Like Hitman 2 just did some tweak things better.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe 3 will be even more just kind of tuned with some better stealth.
Mhm.
They also mentioned this will be the last one in the trilogy.
Yeah.
of
Apparently
whatever.
they were in a trilogy. That was news to me.
Yeah,
but then
apparently.
I didn't really follow it. So.
Yeah. I guess this will. So this is the last one in this kind of non-story arc,
Okay.
and yeah, and then if they ever make another one, then hopefully really kind of get crazy with it.
Okay. Right, and then this is one we missed. Jet: The Far Shore. This was like a mix of like Flower and Kerbal Space Program 2.
Oh, right.
In all honesty, like
Yes.
that's kind of what I got. It seemed interesting. I'm not sure if I would buy it, but maybe it'll be.
It
Definitely-
seems deep. Seems weird.
Visually interesting, at least.
Yes. It seemed
Seems
seemed
weird.
very like surreal. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I
Got
describe it.
you.
Okay. Then Astro's Playroom, that little like tiny robot platformer, kind of cute and everything. I'm hearing stuff that it's apparently going to be pre-bundled with the PS5 because it's like
Yeah.
it has a lot of like controller interactivity with it. So yeah, it'd be
sure.
a fun way to show it off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd
We'll
be
see.
Okay.
If that's
What-
just not in like this weird
Was it Astro? What was the VR game?
Yeah, Astro.
Astrobot.
Yeah, Astrobot or
Adventure
whatever.
Something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
There's a video
Okay.
on me on youtube.com/culture of me of me playing this game at CES 2019. So go check it out.
Have
Anyway.
that game.
Little Devil Inside. This looked like a fun game. This looked this looked fun.
What is this?
It was
Sorry,
like
why can't I remember?
This trailer was really good where I kept cutting back to like city and the guy like fighting in the forest and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah, this is
Yeah.
Looks
like
I can't remember it.
That's unfortunate because it looks really cool.
Yeah, and it seems kind of fun. It was a fun trailer.
It looks like it's a little bit of like Blood Souls-ish in there. We'll see though.
Wait a second, let me just Google this. Oh, that's that. Okay.
It's that one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for this.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm down for
NBA
this.
2K21 Ray Trace Sweat.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mentioning, I was like, there's racing games, and now we got our sports game with the sweat and the jerseys. So we're good. It's a console officially.
Okay.
New
People
console.
are thinking this will be a launch title with the PS5. So.
I could see that. I mean,
Okay.
because they're gonna put the PS4 version out.
Okay. Budge Snacks. This is like if Spore and what's it called? Octodad had a love child.
Yeah, this game looks super silly.
Yeah. But again, I don't know. There's a world that exists where I'm playing this game also, you know?
Oh, I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
Sure. This game
I'm
is so
not playing
weird.
this game.
Okay. Anthony, you're just a hater.
I'm not. That's not my thing. It kind of looks like Viva Pinata a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Anthony was just offended by the weird like Australian walrus or whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
Wait.
The person who like talked with like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Australian accent.
Yeah. New Zealander. Come on now, get it right.
They're a New Zealand accent? Oh, okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. That's different. So they pronounce certain words differently to us.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty similar. But I don't know. It's weird how like you eat something that's living, then you turn into it. It's like, what the hell?
It's the perfect amount of like weird and like
Cute almost. Like.
yeah.
Maybe the same people who did Octodad.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It is the same people, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that kind of explains why. Okay. That explains a lot, actually. I'm not going to lie. And then, oh man, can I just say that we totally called this last week? Demon Souls Remaster. It's by Blue Point. Yeah. So that's pretty fun. It's very deserved and everything because, you know, that's trying to kick off the modern Souls formula that we all know and love today, or at least I love today. And, yeah, so it's good that this one is getting, like, another lease on life. Well, it's absolutely fantastic. There are a bunch of, like, comparison images of the original and the new one online. It's like, man, how far technology has come since 2006.
It looks great.
Yeah, so that's exciting. You know what? Speaking of Souls games, okay, do you know what wasn't at the press conference? Freaking Elden Ring.
Shut up, Taylor.
I
Never
can't.
gonna get it, dude.
It's not happening.
I want it.
So another game, this more so reminded me of Dishonored, Deathloop, which is made by the same people who did Dishonored,
Yeah.
Yes.
Arcane Studios.
Yes.
This looks very similar to Dishonored, to be honest.
It does.
Like very.
I think it's got a cool, like, it's gonna sound bad, a loop to it though. Like, you know, you're dying and coming back. You try to take out like these members and of like
12
some
people or whatever.
Yeah. All while apparently I think it got some more information came out, like you can invade someone else's game and play as like that other assassin, the woman assassin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So like you're trying to do your thing, and then like other human players playing as that woman trying to like take you out. So that's pretty cool, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
The style was cool too. It had like that weird like grindhouse style.
Yeah.
I'd be playing this.
Kind of neat looking. It seems like ever since Sekiro, a lot of games are now experimenting with like the resurrection mechanic actively in the game, or like you know the kind of like do over.
Dishonored had that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very like Dishonored 2 introduced that. Like you would die and you'd like reverse kind of.
Yeah.
Like it was a power you could get. You could avoid death. In a sense.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then, let's see. Resident Evil Village. That came out of nowhere. Came out of left field, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think anyone was expecting a new Resi game. Didn't we say, like, last week it would have been too early for, like, a Resident Evil 8 sort of thing? Or whatever? I think.
So we were mentioning it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know it had been rumored a bit. That they were going to do like and it looks like it is like the sequel-ish to 7.
Yeah, they played around with the 8.
Looks like Chris, what's his name, Redfield?
Yeah.
is like bad now, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. That's what the trailer wants you to think. I don't know. It looks cool. I like how they're getting away from just zombies. It's like, oh no, now there's like this weird. There's vampires, like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like getting weird.
Yeah.
Even weirder, right?
You know, like that audio meme that's around. It was just like, I need you to find my sister or whatever from Resident Evil. No. Okay, it's not very appropriate to say on the podcast, so I'm not going to continue with it. I'll send it to you after the show. But yeah, I saw some people messing around with that with the new trailer already, and it's pretty funny. So okay, not a Resident Evil guy, but I don't know, it looked kind of cool.
I didn't like 7 very much, but I'll
Okay.
give it a try.
Okay.
Neither. I'm not going to check it out, to be honest. This is one game I'm not going to check out.
Okay. Pragmata, which looks like a Kojima-esque game, but is not Kojima apparently.
Is this the guy with the spacesuit?
Yes.
Yeah.
This looked fascinating.
This looks
weird.
great.
Yeah.
I'm so down for this.
Yes, Pragmata looked very, very interesting.
Oh, so it is Capcom. Wow.
Chilling. And then, you know, the big finale was Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, the 2017 open world game on PS4, soon out on PC. This looked, yeah.
People are bitching about it.
Why?
No, about Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC. Anyway,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Forbidden West looks really cool. I need to play Zero Dawn still, but I don't know. This game
Have
cool.
you not played it?
No, I haven't played Zero Dawn.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Zero Dawn, in my opinion, is better than God of War.
Okay.
Just
Really?
saying.
Okay.
Wow, that's a interesting take, but okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't feel that way, but yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Okay, fine. You just trash.
I don't know. I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, fair enough.
World got to me. I got like open world fatigue. And just
Fair enough.
couldn't-
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
I'm just gonna say this. This didn't hype me. This trailer wasn't good, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
This didn't hype me up at all for it. Like, it's too all over the place. It doesn't give me any details. Yay, she's gone west, so that's it. Like, it doesn't give you any details about, like, kind of what the game's about a little bit, or, like, a plot twist or anything like that. You know, like, the Resi trailer, you know, you got Chris at the end, who's apparently evil. There was no, like, wow factor to this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, this didn't sell me. I'm definitely going to play it, like, 100%.
Yeah.
But, like, it didn't hype me at all for it.
I feel like the visuals just were enough to be like, this looks really cool, and like the reds are super red.
Yeah,
it's
there's
lame,
definitely
but,
like HDR on it, you know.
Yeah, like it had enough of like that like art style and like
Yeah.
interesting settings that I was like, oh wow, this is different than a lot of other games. So
Yeah.
like visually, so
Yeah.
Okay.
and the bow is kind of cool too. Anthony obviously loved the bow. I'm sure if you like that game, you love the combat.
It'll be cool to see what they can do with like the bow in it on the DualSense controller. Just like if you can get like
Oh,
those
yeah, that'll be
force
cool.
feedback triggers or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, that was the big finale trailer, and yeah, I don't know. As we said at the beginning of the segment, overall, you know, it was very good. Yeah, very good showing by Sony. If we have time later, we might get into how much like Xbox might be in a bad spot right now, you know, because of it already. I don't know. So it's like without fully transitioning to the segment, I will say this is like I enjoyed this event more and I'm more excited for the PS5 just off this one event as opposed than I have been of like the past 6 months of the spoon-fed Xbox events, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Mhm.
like if I'd never bought an Xbox console or a Sony console, and I had just watched like everything that Sony had given me and everything that Microsoft had given me, 100% PS5.
Okay. Fair enough.
So like no bias or anything.
Yeah.
So there's more there.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So anything else to say about the PS5 show or
It was it was
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
good.
I think
Yeah.
they did a good job of selling
I
games.
like it.
Yeah, good job, Sony. All right, so speaking of Sony, the game didn't come out yet, but you know the next up and coming big PS4 game is of course The Last of Us Part 2 that was leaked a number of weeks ago, infamously, and had its release date pushed back, and it's been in development drama for years now. Anyway, its release is finally upon us as the time of recording. It's about 5 days away, but the review embargo lifted the other day, or last night, or 2 nights ago, or whatever. I don't
It was
know.
Friday morning.
Time is a blur.
Yeah.
Okay, time is a blur. And, well, it's apparently a masterpiece. It's currently sitting at a 96 Metascore on Metacritic and everything. Critics have had their review embargo lifted. Apparently good. IGN gave it 100. Digital Chumps gave it 100. Power Unlimited gave it 100. Level Up gave it 95. The worst review I can see is from IGN, or one of the worst reviews I can see is from IGN Japan that gave it a 70 out of 100. They weren't super duper thrilled about it. But yeah, I'm looking down the Metacritic list here, and these are all like between 90 and 100. So yeah.
Nice.
Although this might all be, well, we do extend congratulations to Naughty Dog for having a critically acclaimed release. So congratulations to the team there. Polygon apparently wasn't too thrilled about it, which is very, very surprising to me, given Polygon's past history and opinions of things. And to be quite honest, their review was somewhat scathing, talking about how it's very the variety is very samey. They just keep hammering and hammering on this theme to a very, very mad degree. Polygon doesn't give review scores per se. They just write the full review. One other thing to bring up is apparently Sony also controlled what could be said during the reviews, in the sense of there are certain writing elements you're not allowed to talk about yet because the game hasn't released and been played by the general audiences. And I guess there's sort of like this second review embargo that's going to lift when the game comes out and the general audience was able to play it. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. They played the whole game. They can give their overall opinion on it. The reviews are not like they're holding anything back. I think that's essential.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird, obviously, but it's like Sony's baby, right? So.
Right. Yeah. So it's like I've read so I've seen the spoilers and read all the spoilers for it that were leaked out and everything, and it turns out they're accurate. But also, so hopefully you've been able to dodge them this whole time. But also, I've read a lot of the reviews and everything, and the thing that I'm kind of taking away is that there's even some of the more positive reviews mentioned this too, is there's kind of this disconnect between the moment-to-moment gameplay of killing people and the narrative writing that is supposed to make you feel bad for killing people and everything.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read through the entire review because it is quite lengthy, but this is from the just kind of the first couple paragraphs of the Polygon review that kind of sum up the problems quite well that they have with the game. The Last of Us Part 2 depicts the future, yet it fails to escape its own past. The sequel feels like a time capsule from 2013, the year the first game was released, in real life, and the year of the fictional in-game zombie outbreak. The Last of Us 2 seems doomed to walk in a well-worn circle, unable to break out of the ever-thickening carapace forming along its skin, just like the victims of the cordyceps fungus that you fight throughout the game. That is the game's central problem, and what makes so much of it such a challenge to get through. This is a story about characters who seem unable to learn or grow, and more specifically, unable to consider the humanity of the people they kill. If you already think violence isn't the answer to many of the world's problems, the repeated lesson that killing is bad makes the game almost maddening. I don't have any problem emphasizing with the people who I'm asked to kill in video games. The Last of Us Part 2 must think I'll struggle with it, though, since it doles out all sorts of reasons why I should feel regret about the murder spree its characters have embarked upon. But the game's larger problem is that the characters themselves don't ever seem able to catch up with me. What's worse is that the characterization of Ellie makes it seem like she should also understand this part of this journey. I kept expecting her to grow and turn away from a life of constant violence, but she never picks up on the obvious didactic nature of the game she's in, even as the designers beat you over the head with a very simple lesson about the value of human life. Part 2 is a game about not rising above revenge or violent urges in general. It's filled with characters dedicated to never seeing the bigger picture beyond themselves, although the game's backdrop is a global pandemic, and although it reaches toward the idea of larger injustices by depicting two warring human factions, the cult of the Seraphites and the militaristic Washington Liberation Front, it is really just a story about a teen girl, her emotional damage, and her apparent belief that the only way to get over that trauma is more murder. A lot of murder.
Seems accurate.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
played it or read anything of this story-wise, but
Okay.
the first game was extremely violent
Yeah.
in an uncomfortable way. And
Uh-huh.
I guess if you take into what that character has gone through from the first game,
Mhm.
as well as whatever happens in the second game, like, kind of grew up around murder and grew up around that stuff. So it's hard. I don't know. It's hard to like dive deeply into like her character,
Sure.
you know, before I've played anything.
Okay.
But who knows, right? Like, I don't know. I think that game will be interesting once everyone gets their hands on it, like publicly.
Okay.
I don't know.
I need to turn Anthony's video back on. I don't understand why Discord like remutes the video again after someone turns it off. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, again, for what I've gathered from everything, there's like this disconnect between like what the writing is trying to make you feel as a player versus, you know, the moment-to-moment gameplay of everything.
That's almost every video game, to be honest.
Okay.
Like every video game kind of like Tomb Raider. Like that had one of the most biggest disconnects for me, where like she kills one person in the beginning, like throws up, has like it's like they make a big scene out of this,
and then the next level you're just like murdering an entire village of enemies, you know.
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean,
yeah, I remember this conversation when that game came out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like it's a video game, right?
Right.
So regardless if you're trying to like, there are obviously,
mm-hmm.
but like you know, you have to have some like elements of gameplay, and turns out there's a lot of murder in this gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of how it goes, I guess.
Personally, I'm not gonna like. I mean, I'm probably not going to play this as is. Personally, I would wait until user reviews come out, like individual players' reviews. I guess like through Metacritic, you can see what people are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this, you can see that. Same with OpenCritic as well, and a couple of other like smaller websites.
Yeah.
So I would honestly wait until like smaller sites get their hands on it, and because they're like probably the most trustworthy now in the industry. Not
that we're biased or anything.
I mean, with multi-weight embargoes, it's difficult. I understand that, but like, I don't know. It just seems like with IGN's reviews and whatnot, they're optimistic about some scores, and it's like 9 times out of 10. So I don't know. I'll wait for like individual players to get their hands on it and see what they think, and then buy it from there. If you're waiting to buy this based on reviews,
do we have a review plan for this, or?
No, we don't.
No.
Well, I'm not reviewing it.
This is only handed out to like larger sites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just
first wave.
Curious.
Like embargoes. Yeah, sure.
We're gonna task one with buying it and marathoning it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a game you can marathon. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Like 13 hours, I thought.
Speedrun 10 minutes. Do it.
I mean, just the amount of like,
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like if it's like, I don't know, I couldn't handle just
13
hours straight right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little much.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just wait and see what the general audience has to say about The Last of Us 2. But obviously the critics love it, except for IGN Japan, who apparently didn't.
They thought it was okay.
Yeah, they only thought it was mediocre.
What was their issue with? Oh, it's not the review.
I'll pull it up really quick. Hold on. Translate, please. A sequel with this is like a very rough translation. A sequel with various problems because I was too conscious of the previous work of Masterpiece.
Okay.
There is no doubt that the previous work, The Last of Us, is a masterpiece that remains in video game history. Although it was a typical worldview of post-apocalypse while introducing a calm emotional description and solemn violence description, it breathes a new wind of drawing with a road movie brush stroke, and two lonely souls are close together as making a story.
Okay. Fantastic.
In general terms, the more masterpiece the previous work, the higher the sequel hurdle. Okay, if you repeat the same thing, you will be criticized as rehashing, and if you break up from previous work excessively, it'll deviate from what the fans want. So it's basically saying, it's just like, the bar was set very, very high for The Last of Us 2 because The Last of Us 1 was such a fantastic game, and, there's this very fine line you have to walk when, making a sequel, because, you can either have it be way too samey or way so far and gone that it's unrecognizable.
Sure.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just going off for a bit.
Okay. And if you, anyway. For the creator who created the masterpiece, the previous work would be a great spell and a burden. After finishing The Last of Us Part 2, I'm taking the brush like this, and I wonder if the previous work, The Last of Us, was too high a wall for Naughty Dog, and unfortunately the Naughty Dog could not break through the wall. So...
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. He goes on to say there are some, there are some problems with, the newer characters that are introduced. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, hopefully I'll be playing it by next podcast. So
Okay.
I can give you some initial thoughts by then.
Yeah.
I was just curious if they had different issues because of what's called different cultures and all that kind of stuff, whether they're into the whole violent aspect of it or whatever. But yeah.
I think that, I don't know, what I'm getting from this guy's review is that it seems like the biggest issue is with the writing, just kind of in general. He doesn't think the character relationships are as deep and everything as, say, Ellie and Joel's in the first game and everything. He thinks there are fundamental flaws to the structural storytelling. Yeah.
Part of me thinks it's just such a big game that people are gonna pick.
You think so?
I think that's part of it, right? I mean,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
this game has been hyped up for years.
Uh-huh.
The first game was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
By pretty dang good, I mean amazing, right?
Yeah.
So there's just a level of scrutiny, I think, on this game that's probably not hurting it, but people are taking it way more.
This guy actually praises the ultra violence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I like a good ultra violence.
Yeah.
But...
So.
Mortal Kombat action.
Yeah.
It gets to a part where if sometimes it's too real and you're just oh no, I feel
Yeah.
squirmy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But we'll see. It's not long now, so.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, really quick, this guy's pros are a map with beautiful scenery and puzzles are in harmony. So it's the navigation elements are very well worked into the overall level and environment and everything. Very well-paced cutscenes and everything, or as the translation says, poetic tempo cutscenes. I'm going to use that phrase from now on. Poetic tempo. Good combat and stealth ranges. And then he praises the violence in the game. He says it's very fun violence. Cons. It's an excessive farewell to the first game. It doesn't know how to handle the new characters. Wide linear balance.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Dirty storytelling.
I also don't know what that means, but okay.
Okay, I think it kind of means the storytelling isn't the T's and I's aren't crossed and everything. I don't know. That's kind of what
Unpolished.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway.
Very.
So yeah, that's IGN Japan's take, and they are the worst critic so far of the game.
Okay.
Hey, a 7 ain't that bad.
No, 70 out of 100 is still a decent score.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely not the worst game he's played, at least.
Yeah.
To be fair. So yeah.
Okay.
Any more thoughts about The Last of Us 2?
Not really, no.
I'm ready to play it. It looks neat.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. This final news story is y'all remember Ikumi Nakamura? She was the lead artist on Okami, and she was that super cheery woman who came out and introduced Ghostwire Tokyo at Bethesda's game show in 2018, or E3 show in 2018. Looks like after she left Tango Gameworks, she went back to Capcom. And she's been in cahoots with the original creative director of Okami. And it looks like as soon as the pandemic is over, they want to pitch a sequel to Okami to Capcom.
All right.
Nice. I'm totally down for a new Okami.
100%.
Okami is great.
Yeah, 100%.
I
A
haven't played it.
true dedicated sequel would be really, really nice.
You should play what is it, Okami HD,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
which is kind of like a remake of the new one.
Is it on PS4 or?
I think I have it on PS4.
On PC, I think it's on PS4.
Oh, it is on PC as well. Maybe it might be a PC game
Okay.
for me.
So, yeah, anything else to say about that? It's kind of cut and dry.
No.
Not really. I'm down. I'm
Okay.
down. I'm totally down. 100%.
Okay.
Okami is a great series.
All right. So that's about wrapping the news stuff. As previously mentioned, the PC gaming show was earlier today. Yeah, nothing too huge there, except for Persona 4 Golden is on PC now. It's $20 on Steam. Probably gonna get it.
Rip Vita.
Yeah, and the final to buy. You no longer have a reason to buy a PS Vita. We'll just put it like that. In case you were still searching for a reason why. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it seems about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're at all interested in playing that game, go pick it up on Steam. It's only $20, which is
It's a good deal.
yeah, right price for it. Oh, I'm sorry, this got it in. We have to mention this. KFC is making a console. You know,
Oh yeah.
KFC, the famous game developers behind the dating sim I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Well, they're entering the next-gen console war. Andrew, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen.
Yeah.
Quite good. They
Yeah.
turned the chicken. What is it?
The bucket.
bucket into the console. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend just searching for the KFC Gaming Console. It's pretty funny. It's a good gag.
Yeah,
Smart.
this is-
I mean, it's a
it's
smart move.
hilarious. Yeah.
KFC is doing a good job with their marketing, regardless of their actual food.
It's like game fuel kind of. I mean, KFC over here is not bad. I mean, that's all we got.
I
but
mean, I haven't had it in years. So.
Yeah, I haven't had it in at least 10 years over here.
Yeah.
Dang.
There's one down the street from me too, and I still.
I don't know. It's kind of a pretty funny meme, to be honest. It looks kind of funny.
Yeah, I like the 4K 120 FPS. It's like what? You're just putting out random
Yeah.
random statistics that don't mean anything.
It'll have 2 chicken bites of storage.
Like 120 popcorn chickens,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. They did a good job there.
4 wings, 120 popcorn chickens.
Yeah, their marketing knows what they're doing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this console is slated for release on November 12th this year, which will probably beat both the PS5 and Xbox Series X. So they're going to be first to market, it looks like. Good job, KFC.
I wonder if they'll actually put something to go with it.
I hope they do.
Oh, they
I hope
will.
they do a really funny follow-up.
Yeah.
They will.
Okay. Anyway, I would be... Yeah, I couldn't live with myself if I skipped the story. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap up the news segment. I'm gonna roll the advert really quick.
Sure.
Where is my ad? There it is.
This week's episode of the Power Up Podcast is brought to you by OptiNutra. OptiNutra offers nootropic-type supplements that help support enhanced sleep, vision, flexibility, energy, long-range health, and so much more. You can check out their full range of supplements using the link in this episode's description.
All right, and after that brief break, we are back into the water cooler convo. As we were running a little bit short on time, we're going to keep it to one topic that we only really had planned. And, well, we refrained from this particular discussion when talking about the PS5 event earlier. But, well, this obviously begs the question, how good is Microsoft faring against Sony already? And not great, I don't think.
Oh, I'm ready to rip and tear into this. This is
Okay, Anthony, go for it. Just go ham.
Microsoft dropped the ball, like they really did.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry, they pushed out their Series X announcement in, when was it, November?
Yeah.
Like the Game Awards?
Yeah.
It happened, right?
December, I guess.
December.
But yeah.
December, okay. It's like, you've had all this time. What are you doing? What are you doing, Microsoft? I'm sorry, but what are you doing? Like, you've got like 120 studios, apparently, supposedly. What are they doing? Like, there's nothing that we've got. We've got, what is it? Hellblade. Halo.
Yay. Okay.
That's it.
Flight Sim?
Yeah.
Flight Sim. That's a
I'm-
PC game, Taylor. Come on, that's gonna be like marketed for PC.
True.
I'm sure there will be a Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aside from that, we don't know. And Microsoft's had almost 6 months to do more than what Sony have.
Okay.
So I'm like very disappointed with Microsoft, to be honest. Like, they just proved my point. And I said this so many times last year. And everybody's like, "Oh, you just a hater." And I got into so many debates with like our writers and a couple of other people I know. I'm like, "You'll see." And looky here, it's happening. So, I hate to say I'm right, but I kind of love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say this whole trickle feed strategy that Microsoft has been doing isn't working for me now that
Neither.
like we just had this big like PS5 blowout event and everything. Microsoft did an event like this around the same time, maybe within like another week or whatever, and like we had known nothing about the Series X, like hadn't seen the bots yet and everything. I think this would have been received a lot better as opposed to like, oh, every like month or so we get a couple of Xbox related stuff and that's it, you know. All right, Andrew, what are you thinking?
I mean, yeah, it just kind of seems like Microsoft is doing the whole like more of a platform. They're a service.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. They still have a box, obviously, and they still have all these games, but they're almost like, okay, we can just play them. We don't care where you play them. Just play them, please.
Just play the video, please.
Yeah, just play the games.
So
I don't know.
Why are they doing console?
Yeah, I mean, well, they want to get people to buy their game.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to figure out how to play them somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird because everyone was talking like, "Hey, Sony's got to do something. They got to do something. They got." And
Now it's the opposite.
they did something, right? And
Right.
they did it a really good job. And you know, obviously, it's just weird because it feels like it's not like it's like almost like the olden days of like Xbox 360 versus PS3 kind of stuff, where it's like, who's gonna go first on price? Who's like all these kind of stuff that this generation, last generation PS4 and stuff didn't really have. Everyone's got kind of buddy together, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's got this like weird feeling of like, who's gonna announce price first? Who's gonna announce release date first? It's
Yeah,
weird,
I feel like we're so like starved from news and everything like in general in the gaming world that this is like the most exciting thing we can make. So for the love of God, we're having the console wars again just because why not? You know?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
life
like
got pretty boring
Yeah,
and it got kind of like like desperate. Life got kind of like despair, you know? So it's like we just need some like good lighthearted console wars back in our lives to add some spice to it, you know?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Microsoft needs to do something. Obviously, they have that thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like it was going to be a price thing. It seemed like that was going to just be like a game showcase style.
Yeah.
With like first party stuff. So
When was that supposed to be for? July, right?
July. I don't know what date exactly, but I believe they said July.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. So the thing is, with the PS4 and the PS3 and in general, Sony have always dropped their announcements for a new console in June or around June, okay? And everybody's like freaking because Sony decided to... This is the thing. This is what I don't understand about people in general. Sony has always done the June timeline for an announcement. For game showcases and all that kind of stuff, whether it be
people were like, "Where's the PS5? Where's the PS5? Where's the
whatever."
PS5?" Yeah.
Microsoft decided. I wasn't saying whatever to you either, Taylor. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I was just saying in general. So just because Microsoft decides to jump on in December, like Sony does their thing. That's what Sony does. They've always done June. Let them do June. They've done June, and now they're killing it. And yeah, anyway. It's funny how people like freak out because Microsoft goes first.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft's so desperate that they need to jump the gun.
True. They did need to do something early. Because...
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
But they needed to follow up with it. Like they needed to keep it going.
Or maybe they were just too early on their announcements. Like for
I think so.
Stuff.
I think it'd be very much in like Microsoft's favor to have like a big event like this.
Yeah, we'll see what that July thing is. It could be simple.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good. Maybe it'll be like their equivalent, but...
So, at what stage do we think the war is over?
What stage?
I
Like,
think the proof
yeah,
will be
like-
in the numbers, right? So I think we need to wait for both consoles to launch, see which one like sells better. In all honesty.
I
yeah.
mean, okay, what I'm saying is like for gameplay, for game wise, I guess. What would you like? What is the date? Say like after Microsoft does their event, and let's say hypothetically it's crap.
Mhm.
Would you then say, okay, Sony's got this in the bag, or would you then still wait?
I mean, Sony just has such a market lead right now.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like, I don't even know if there will be a war technically, right?
The
Like,
war was already fought and Sony won. You know.
it-
Yeah.
possible, you know.
I mean,
like,
yeah, Andrew, you have made a good point. It is Sony's war to lose, or like game to lose at this point. You know. Like,
yeah.
ball
They have
is totally in their court.
Yeah, they have so much market share. They're the best, one of the best-selling consoles in decades.
Yeah.
And now this huge event came out. Their box looks like this weird futuristic thing.
Yeah.
You know, like they've done it right.
Yep.
Now it comes down to price and what happens there. I think.
Right,
Next.
yeah.
You know, if they can't price it correctly, then of course they won't win. It's just, you know, like if there's similar boxes and one is just cheaper, it's kind of a no-brainer which one will most likely win.
Right. Exactly.
So, and the specs are pretty close, right? I mean, there's not.
Yeah, there's a negligible
I
difference
mean-
between the specs, realistically. Except maybe the
Mark-
SSD, apparently, because as I said, the PS5's SSD is apparently like the second coming of Christ. So
Right, but we don't even like. No one has real hands-on. Well,
developers
least can
do, but
talk
it's all
about it.
NDA'd, yeah.
yeah. Like we don't actually know what that's like, and like
Right.
the common, most common people who play games aren't going to be like knowledgeable
Well,
about that stuff. So.
Right. They just
Yeah.
know that game load fast. You know?
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this thing starts really fast. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Definitely.
Game load fast.
Yeah, game load fast.
Game load fast. And like Microsoft's doing a repeat of Series X, kind of like hey, we're more powerful. But what's the point in being more powerful if you have nothing to play on it?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like
No,
PCs
it's
have
just like-
existed for however, forever. Not forever, but
Yeah.
PCs have existed, and that is like
Since
can
the
you,
beginning of time.
yeah, right. Can you afford the expensive stuff? Great, then you'll have the fastest possible machine to play.
hmm
So, I don't know. People
know-
who really care about that aspect of like being powerful
Yeah.
might already have a PC.
I'm of the mindset that I think at this point what's really going to come down to, like, if Sony were to make a misstep, it would definitely be with pricing and everything. Because currently, Microsoft and Sony are currently in this, like, game of chicken with each other over
Yeah,
pricing. And it's like, okay, who's going to blink first? Who's going to come out with the price first and everything, right? Well, Sony is waiting for Microsoft to price theirs first to see what they can competitively put theirs at. We know Microsoft is doing the same thing, waiting for Sony to price theirs first. But, yeah. I mean, certainly internally within these companies, like, prices are being circulated for, like, marketing and, like, business strategic stuff and everything. That I no doubt that's happening. But there's a few different figures floating around and everything. So,
Yeah.
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 So, I don't know. I think that'll, like, I'm not sure that'll necessarily dissuade people from buying it all entirely, because it's, like, I don't know, say, like, in the world where the PS5 is more expensive, you can definitely make the argument, it's like the PS5 have so many like other good games on it that it's like it's a value, it's like there's good
Sure,
value for your money there.
Like, yeah, and that's the thing. Like at this rate, even if the PS5 was like $50 more, say hypothetically, because it's probably not going to be $100 more, because that's far too much.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it was like $25 to $50 more, I'd still buy it. Like,
Okay.
it's worth it at this stage, because then the thing is they're not marketing it as a media unit. They're marketing it as a gaming console, whereas Microsoft have their marketing wrong. Anyway, like I have a bit of a prediction here as well. Like I feel like if Microsoft messes up,
Yeah.
someone might get fired.
You think Phil Spencer's gonna be out?
I don't
Yeah.
think they could get rid of Phil Spencer. He's just
I
He's
think
too
they
much
will.
of a meme.
He's done nothing good.
he's built. I think he's done a good job building that.
He's kind of rebuilt the brand of Xbox. To be
Yeah,
entirely
well,
fair.
that was pretty down in the dumps after making.
Yeah.
Howard.
I mean, okay, it was decent for 360. Okay.
Well, he wasn't in part. He was like lower rung.
Yeah,
No.
then.
that's fine. It was decent for 360, but then like another, I can't remember what the other guy's name was. He came in and kind of wrecked it. But then Phil hasn't really done anything. That's the thing. Like he's rebuilt the image,
Yeah.
but that's it.
I think that was
That's
like
a lot. They
that
had
was
a lot of work.
Yeah,
to
that was
do.
like Microsoft's biggest problem, in my opinion. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
But is it though? They don't have any games. They don't have a market anymore.
I mean, that's a net step. I think I don't know. I think one thing is like, as a primarily a PC player and everything, getting a Series X feels really redundant to me because I mean the games on the Series X are going to be on PC anyway. I'm just going to play those on PC. So it's like if I'm going to spend money as a PC gamer on a console for the next generation, it's going to be the PS5.
Yeah, that's the problem they're kind of running into as being like a service, right?
Yeah.
An all platform kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of going to debate this a little bit. So okay, an image is important. That's fine. But if you can't offer a product, which technically you can because you've got a console, but if you can't offer a product, i.e., a game to play on that console, who cares about your image? You're not getting sales. And the thing is, the Series X lost money. Not the Series X. The Xbox One X lost money, a lot of money. That was a complete failure. So nothing's happening. Like they're putting all this tech into these consoles, but whoever's in charge of like lining up a lineup for the console isn't getting it done. It may not be Phil who's in charge of that. He might just be in charge of the whole marketing sector. But whoever's like organizing whole game aspect of it isn't doing a good job.
Okay.
At all.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a reasonable criticism. I'm not disagreeing with you there necessarily. I'm just saying it's just like I think it's a little bit, I guess, unfair to say that Phil Spencer hasn't done anything. You know, he might not be directly like. They're only like development teams can only work so fast, right? You know, it's like maybe he was just dealt an unfortunate set of cards with the development pipeline for stuff.
I haven't done anything in like 6 years.
Trying to think of the game. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
not an
but,
Xbox player. particularly.
Gears 5, 6.
Gears 5 was
whatever
good last year, right?
Gears 5.
I mean,
that's a
that's
Microsoft
like
first
college.
party.
They've got a Game Pass, which is fantastic.
Okay,
That's pushing a market forward.
Forza Horizon 4
Studios. What are they doing?
stuff.
Yeah, probably something.
Yeah.
Like like going on ski trips.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're working extremely hard, to be honest. But like,
I think actually one of the bigger issues here is that I'm sure, like, if we were to look right now, we could find a decent lineup of games for the Series X and everything. But the problem is we don't remember them because, like, just the presentation style of them hasn't been memorable and everything, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it was just like It's like able to recall pretty much every trailer I saw the other day from the PS5 event because it's like, oh, they were all like memorable. They were presented in a very effective way. And it was like, there wasn't too much and there wasn't too little in the PS5 event. You know, it was like this really good balance that it's like people weren't entirely overwhelmed. At least I wasn't entirely overwhelmed with everything there. But, you know, I wasn't like left wanting more. I was left satisfied. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was left satisfied by the PS5 event.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like, you know, Anthony mentions like they haven't shown any real games in like 6 years, but maybe now they're gonna come out swinging.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe
definitely
they should
plausible.
wait for a judgment until their July event and then see.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like if you're gonna judge a lineup, like the lineups, you're gonna have to wait until July.
Yeah, we know what. Yeah, just like we know what Sony's put down now, and we know, or we're about to know what Xbox will put down in July. So
I want to say most of those games they showed to console exclusives or timed exclusives.
yeah,
So you know, most of those games may not come to Xbox to a later date.
right.
I'd have to like look at all of them, but like maybe like Hitman will probably come day and date. But like I don't, you know, stuff like look into.
That's the thing though. Like third party games will come to Xbox, but like
you forgot how
there's-
big of like a thing Xbox 360 was, dude. It was so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
360 was huge.
It was massive. The problem is they're lacking in the exclusive market.
Oh, man, for sure.
That's the problem. And like, yes, there'll be some, like, don't get me wrong, there'll be some amazing third-party titles. And like a lot of games that we saw on the Sony, what is it, State of Play?
Yeah.
a lot of them will probably be third party anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It just seems like Microsoft needs to get to it, really, with like exclusive stuff. So
Yeah, I think they need to show games now.
Yeah.
They've gotten they got all the hardware out there. Just show the game.
Yeah. So I think just wait until July for Xbox to hopefully show games, and if they S the bed continually, then well, we know then issues. Yeah,
it's not gonna be good.
Yeah. So I think that'll about wrap up that conversation. So Anthony, what games are coming out this next week? And I already know one of them is The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, let me pull up the list.
In case you haven't heard, it's The Last of Us 2 is coming out this next week, guys. Have you heard The Last of Us 2 is coming out next week? It has a 96 on Metacritic. That game is going to be amazing.
It's released it.
It's going to be a money printer.
June
18th or 19th?
Okay, so from
The 19th, I believe.
13th till the 20th, we have on June 16th, Desperados 3, which is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Okay.
Disintegration is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One as well, also on June 16th.
Fascinating.
The Waylanders is coming to Steam Early Access on June 16th. Hard Space Shipbreaker. Oh, this is actually something I might actually play.
Okay.
That's coming to Steam Early Access as well on June 16th. It's basically like you are a ship builder in a sense, and you got to like strip apart ships and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Isle of Armor expansion is coming to Switch on June 17th. West of Dead is coming to PC and Xbox One on June 18th as well.
Cool.
Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 and 2 is coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on June 18th. Last of Us Part 2 is coming to PS4, obviously, on June 19th. And Burnout Paradise Remaster is coming to Switch on June 19th. That is such an old game at this rate.
Interesting.
And
That could be an interesting game on Switch.
Okay. So, Andrew, where can people find you on Twitter?
You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Duronsky, DURONSKI. Post about hiking, camping, beer, all that good stuff. I do have one thing to put in the chat. This is our favorite game, Godfall. This is a Twitter post from our favorite CEO.
Oh, no.
I just want to point out of what he's calling Godfall. Oh, God. The looter slasher is being born soon. That's what he is calling.
Interesting.
Godfall. The looter. He famously calling the looter Schluter. Now he's going for the
Looter slasher. All right.
Slasher. So, Randy Pitchford out there doing good stuff on Twitter.
For once.
No, bringing in.
Can I just bring up his handle is @DuvalMagic?
I think it's so funny.
Yeah. Wait, what is his banner?
I don't know.
What?
I didn't pay attention.
What? It's like a diagram of like a four-eyed fish or something.
I don't know. I just see no anus and I'm out.
1.2 millimeters long, no anus. Okay.
Not a fan.
Okay, anyway. Okay. Anthony, where can people find you on Twitter?
You can find me at SameAntman19. I barely tweet. I do all sorts of social media stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty damn busy with that at the moment. So getting all that sorted out and back up and running.
Fair enough. All right. You can find me on Twitter at Infurious7809. That is at INFERIUS7809. Mostly anime stuff, some video stuff, some tech stuff. Yeah. Follow me over there. It's kind of a fun time. All right. So anyway, with that, I think that'll wrap up this week for the podcast. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully with a packed news week next week, and hopefully with some Last of Us 2 impressions. So
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, so everyone have a good one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and play some video. We will see you all next week.
See ya.